Thank you. Just by way of revision, just helping us see where we're coming from, we've been looking at how to practically fund your business in Ghana. And we considered the option of financing your business from your own resources, or even if it's coming from other people, it's coming into the business as equity. So we saw that one of the basic primary ways of financing your business is using equity instruments to finance your business. So it's either your own money or other people's money, but this time they are bringing it in, making an investment as equity for a portion of the ownership. So you are going to cede a portion of the control over the business to the person or persons or institution or organization that has brought in money to secure a portion of the control and a portion of the ownership. So we saw equity as one of the main ways of financing your business, practical ways of financing your business in Ghana. And then we also saw that the other instrument that can be used in financing businesses, growing your businesses, will be to use the debt instruments, going for facilities, loans to finance your business. And the loans can come from, individuals, corporations, banks, but we took a particular interest in banks because we wanted to help you understand how banks think along the lines of the investing in small-scale businesses or small businesses or startups. And so we took some considerable time to help you see the posturing of banks, helping you see the mindset, how they think, how they operate, how they make the credit decisions they make, and how you can package and position yourself to do business with, a typical bank in Ghana. So after going through all the things that, will be necessary to know in dealing with the banks, we also looked at another instrument or intervention, which is customers, as a practical way of financing your business. And we saw that your customers are your long-term financial partners. And so all effort should be channeled in building a customer base, satisfied customer or clientele base that will account for the financing of your business. We really emphasized that, your customer is indirectly your financial partner. And so you have to do all you can to deliver value to them so they can exchange their monies for the value you are delivering. We said some few things about customers. We said the customer has limitless money to fund your business, because the pool of customers are unending. And so the more customers you get, the more integrated you become with your customers, the more value you deliver to your customers, the bigger the wallet share of your customers you would have. So we said limitless money, limitless funds, limitless finances to power your business is with your customers. And so you need to find value-based ways of relating with them so you can exchange the value you're delivering for the money. And then we said the best way to get the money that your customers have that can be used to finance your business is by exchanging it with outrageous value. And this is so important. is so important. I made mention last week that you walk into some businesses and some shops and some business centers, and it looks as if the customer is an interruption in something that is very important. And yet that shop is open to receive customers, and a customer comes in, and the demeanor and attitude of the attendant comes across as if the customer is an interruption, a bother. But we're saying that as a believer, as a Christian business person, we need to get customer service right. We need to all push ourselves. I mean, it's a continuous improvement path, to serve and serve and serve, delivering quality value to the clients. And so we need to make sure that we are delivering a lot of value. We need to make sure we are delivering a lot of value so that our customers will feel that they are getting more out of the transaction than the monies they are paying. And that is what will guarantee continuous custom. Continuous custom is hinged on the customer walking away from every transaction or relationship feeling that they got more value than they paid for. And we said that when perceived value is greater than the price, there is a buying decision. When perceived value is greater than the price, there is a buying decision. People make buying decisions when they perceive that what they are getting out of the service or product is more than what they are paying for it. Because we are talking about customers, and the entire intervention is looking at how we can practically finance our business in Ghana. We've talked about equity, we've talked about debts. We are talking about, seeing your partner, your customers as your financial partners, serving them in such a way that they will be able to exchange their money for the values you are delivering. But I need to share some few thoughts about price so that it can help us as we deal with our customers, because it's a very tricky area. Pricing is a very tricky area. But these are just some few thoughts that you can contemplate and think about and see how you can incorporate that into your scheme of things. The first thing I'll say about price is never a barrier or a door. It is perceived value that counts. Price is never a barrier or a door. It is perceived value that counts. I told you earlier that whenever perceived value, the customer perceives, more value than the price they are paying, there is a buying decision. When perceived value is greater than price, there is a buying decision. So what you need to be fixated upon is communicating value. Many of us are in a hurry to communicate price. What you have to do is communicate oversell value and leave the client or customer to make a buying decision. Oversell value. What you need to be in a hurry to communicate is not the price of your product or the price of your service. What you must be in a hurry to communicate is the value you are in there to deliver. Because price is neither a barrier nor a door. Price is neither a barrier nor a door. It is perceived value that counts. So what should you be doing when you are trying to sell or close a potential client? You must be selling the value you are there to offer. And as you communicate the value, you leave or shift the responsibility on the customer to now look at the value he is getting or walking away with and the price he is about to pay, and let him make the call. You see, but if you are in a hurry to talk about the price, and in a hurry to talk about what you can do about the price, and in a hurry to talk about the terms you can give the person, you are putting a roadblock in front of this customer who is so bent on buying from you. So please, please, please don't be fixated on price. Focus on communicating value, oversell value, over communicate value, talk value. What is the person going to get out of the product or the service? Over communicate value. I'm not saying over promise and under deliver. All I'm saying is that spend more time talking about the value that product will bring to the person, and price will take care of itself. When value is adequately communicated, price takes care of itself. Why would people buy millions of dollars worth of an item, one item, and it's costing millions? It's because of value. Let me give you an example. Do you know, if you go to some showrooms, the prices of the vehicles are put on the vehicles. But there are certain showrooms you go, the kind of vehicles there, it's an insult to put a price tag on it. Have you seen that? I don't want to mention any brand, but there are vehicles you can see in showrooms with prices on it. And there are some vehicles, to see a price tag on it is an insult. Because anybody who walks there and is serious in buying it has literally a bottomless account. And so the price is not a factor. What is important is whether he likes it, whether the color is right, whether the specs are right. That's it. And so it's interesting that even for some of those products, you don't go and they are talking about the specs. No. They just sell you the value. You know, this kind of people use this product. If you want to feel like this, then this is the product you have to use. If this is the level of energy you want to have, then this is what you need to consume. If this is how you need to come across, you want to come across as successful, then this is a product you must be associated with. They are trying to sell you value because they know when you buy the value, the price doesn't mean anything. You will pay it without a lot of hesitation. So please, this is so important. So important. Focus on communicating value, not just the price, the value. Because if you adequately communicate the value, the price is not a problem. I've already told you, price is neither a barrier nor is it a door. There are things, if you say, this thing is 1,000 Ghana cedis. There are people who will walk away from such a product just because the price is 1,000 Ghana cedis. And yet you thought that, because 1,000, it has opened the door, a lot of people will buy it. They'll walk away. There are people, if you tell them this thing is 50 Ghana cedis, they won't even, that's it, they are gone. Because they know that, no, that price, 50 Ghana, that you thought, wow, it will have mass appeal, everybody will come to it. There are some people, when they see that price, the price tag on that product, they are gone. That price becomes a barrier for them. And there are some too that it becomes a door. So you can't be fixated on price. There are some things, even if you say it is 1 Ghana cedis, they will still ask you, please give me a discount. Even if you said, one is 50 pesos, you say, can I give you 40 pesos? And there are some, if you say 1 million, they won't even talk. He thinks it's a deal. Why? The perceived value is way more than $1 million. So focus when you're selling a product or a service. Please be in a hurry to communicate value, not just the price. It's very critical. It's very critical because people will bargain whether it's $1 million or 1 Ghana cedis. They will still bargain. So don't spend your life trying to haggle over price. Communicate value. Focus on value. There is one thing I also want to share with you concerning price. We need to manage discounts. We need to really manage discounts because sometimes there is this negative effect discount has on the value of a product. So you need to really manage this. It's so important. It's so important. There are times when discount becomes an unspoken lack of certainty of a product's value. If you don't manage discounts properly, they become an unspoken communication, an unspoken lack of certainty about the product's value. Let me give you a typical example. You know, sometimes, and SMEs suffer this a lot. You know, you want to sell or provide a service or a product to an established blue chip company, and you know, because their size is big, they know you need them more than they need you. They want to bully you, and so you quote your price, and usually you are not selling value, so you're just very linear. You're thinking price. Oh, this is 100 Ghana cedi per head. Maybe you're selling a training product or something. 100 Ghana cedis per participant. We say, oh, 100 Ghana cedis. Oh no, let's give you 50 Ghana cedis. And because you're hungry, you know, you're desperate, you say, okay, why not? I'll do it, 50 Ghana cedis. Do you know what such a decision can have on perceived value? Because the blue chip company walks away thinking, this is where the value really is. You came saying it's 100 Ghana cedis, and you are willing to take a 50% cut. That means the true value of the thing is 50 Ghana cedis. And yet you were looking at how hungry you are, how desperate you are to say, you know what, some business is better than no business. But sometimes, just sometimes, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. So you need to really look at that. You need to look at that. What you could even do is rather let people get free products after they have bought. That is even stronger than just slashing the price by half. It's especially if you are selling value sensitive products, you can't do that. But the moment you slash it by 50%, they know that that's the true value. You are just trying to exaggerate the value by charging us high. So please manage that. Manage that. What you could do is also to ask clients to experience your product. Experience it. Instead of giving them that 50% discount, you know they really need it. Let them experience it. Let them experience it, and then, you know, you can even send them a zero invoice. But you send them the invoice. This thing is 100,000 Ghana cedis. But the first one you are using, we are, you know, writing it off for you because we want you to experience it. So in their mind, they know that this thing is 100,000. It's just that for the first one, they gave it to us for free because of, you know, whatever it is you will say, either because of the relationship you are seeing going to be developed or built for the business. You know, you will choose that over saying, okay, it's 100,000 cedis. Okay, but if you bring 25,000, we'll do it. If the value of this thing is 100,000, can you genuinely run a business by giving 75% discount and still be in business? So please watch this, the way you treat discounts. It sometimes comes across as if you exaggerated the value of your product. It's so important. Please don't joke with that, because I know, because you're an SME, a startup, you really need every business you can get, and sometimes when these big brands want to bully you, they will be pushing you, or rather you give it to them for free, but send them the full invoice, and then you give it out for free. We call that actually a notional invoice. Where you just, okay, the thing is 100,000, but we're giving it to you for free, you know, being the first time you are using it. As part of, you know, we so believe in the value we are delivering that we are willing to let you try it for free. That's a stronger message than, okay, it's 100,000, but we're giving you 90% discount. No. Then that's the real value of that product. So, but how are you able to do this? You will only be able to protect your value like this, the value of your service or your product, when you are willing to go hungry. When you are willing to go hungry. And sometimes you need to walk away from deals hungry to protect the value. You see, if you have been trained and raised on price, you may think this thing I'm saying, no. 10 Ghana is better than 0. No, you've dashed the destiny of that business. that blue chip company will never take you serious because they know you wanted to defraud them. You see? So please look at the long term. Don't just look at now. Look at long term. And don't be giving outrageous discounts. Why don't you rather let them see the outrageous value the product is delivering rather than giving them outrageous discounts? You see, it's so important. It dents your value image in the eyes of your potential customers and actual customers. It's critical. It's critical. Finally, I would say, in line with value, I would say allow your clients to choose between their problem and your solution. When you over communicate value, allow them to make a choice between their problem and the solution you are offering. Don't forget about price. Just communicate the value, and after you have communicated the value, you know their problem is the reason why you are talking. I mean, they have a problem, they want you to help them solve. There is a need, they want you to help meet. That need, they understand it. They know the cost of the need. They know how, pressurizing that need is. They know what they are dealing with the need. Here you come with a solution and they are saying, oh, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. Okay, so what would you rather want? To live with your problem or to buy my value? So leave them to make that choice by just communicating the value. Once you communicate the value enough, sufficiently, what they now have to make, the choice they need to make now is a choice between the value and the problem. You see, the price doesn't come in at all. And if they see the value and they know the value will solve the problem, and when the problem is solved and they know the figures they are going to get or the relief they are going to get, I'm telling you, the price will not be a problem at all. And I'm saying this strongly connected to customers, because customers are your potential financial partners, you see, and one of the key hurdles we need to be dealing with all the time when dealing with customers is the price of the product, the price of the service. And I'm saying move away from the price, move away from it. Go and dwell in the value. Just communicate the value, and then let them make a choice between their problem and your value, the value you are delivering. Communicate that and leave them to make that choice. Guide them to make a choice between the value and their problem or their headache, and you will be amazed what will happen. So give out free products with purchase and discounts. That helps to protect your brand or your value. Okay, I said I was going to end on that, but let me just finish it with other financing alternatives. We are talking about how to practically finance your business. Other financing alternatives, using your credibility to get financing. And that's why in business your word must count. Your word must count. It's very important to build equity in your words, to build trust in your words, so that on the back of the integrity of your words, people can allow you to use their products, their services, allow you financing, allow you some room, just so that you can operate. So you'll be amazed that your integrity can become a leverage for you in business. Your integrity can be a leverage. So I want you to look at that. Credibility-backed financing or integrity-backed financing. Depending on how you have built your integrity and credibility, you can get a lot of things in the market to use way before you pay for them, in which case they have financed your inventory for you, you see. So it's very important for you to know that. The next thing, in other financing alternatives, all as part of the practical ways of financing your business in Ghana, will be to explore advance payments from clients and customers. Advance payment is a beautiful way of financing your business. So you are about to offer a service, provide a product, and then you talk to your clients or your guests or your customers to make advance or prepayments. And that prepayment, that money you are getting in advance, can become part of your working capital. And so that's also an option you can explore in financing your business. So we've talked about equity, we've talked about debt, we've talked about your customers. We took a little break to help you take price out of the way so you can focus on value, so your clients can make a decision between their problems and the value you are delivering. And then what we're talking about now is other financing alternatives. We've talked about credibility-backed financing, and I'm just mentioning exploring the options of advance payment, prepayment, advance payment, mobilizations, deposits. Find a way of structuring transactions around getting some advance payment, and a lot of this happens usually if you have a very strong relationship with your customers or your clients, and sometimes just coming up openly and letting them know you'll be grateful if they could help in that direction. Sometimes it all depends on the relationship you have with them. You can't do that with every customer, no. Depending on the relationship you have with them. The other will be, and this is the last but one, explore suppliers credit. It's also a way of financing your business where you can get inventory, go and sell before you come and make payments. Where you can get inventory and giving a certain number of days, you come and make payments. So explore suppliers credit. Explore suppliers credit in your business. If you can get it, sell it and come and pay, you can explore that, but just make sure you keep your word. It's very important. And finally, explore triangulation or leverage network. Triangulation is, for example, let me give you a practical example, and then I'll bring the broadcast to an end. For example, if you have a good relationship with, say, a car dealership, and you say, okay, you know what? If I sell vehicles for you, what commission am I going to get? So, for example, you're a small company. You want a vehicle for marketing, you want just a little vehicle, a small vehicle for marketing, you don't have. You can go to any of these car companies and tell them, okay, you know what, supposing I help you sell some of your vehicles, what commission can you give me for helping you sell? And I'm sure they can tell you, okay, if you sell one small vehicle, say we're going to give you what, $200, and assuming one small one is $10,000, we're going to get you $200. And let's say, you're a startup, you have a lot of network, you've built a lot of social capital. You can leverage that actually and go to some of your, the contact you have, or even make cold calls and, in a short term, help offload some of the vehicles. And by that, so for example, assuming you will get $500 for selling a vehicle, and you sell what, 10 vehicles, that is $5,000. 20 vehicles will be $10,000. And assuming one small car is $10,000, then what it means is that you can tell them, okay, I will help you sell 20 vehicles and I'll come for one small vehicle. We call that triangulation. So here you are, you need a vehicle, you don't have money to buy it, you know a car company that sells vehicles who are trying to sell their stock, and then you have social capital, you know people that you can influence to buy vehicles for their operations or for their business or for themselves. And so you charge into that market, help sell or move about 20 vehicles, and when that happens, you have one vehicle that you can use for your marketing operations. That is just an example, but you can use this in different scenarios, in different settings. There are people who are trying to move their products, move their services, move their goods. You can have some arrangement with them, help them move it, and then get some, something in exchange for that contact you brought through. Because you know people, you have contact, you can actually leverage that because social capital, you can leverage it and use it to raise the needed financing that you need in your business. I want to bring today's broadcast to a close, but please focus on delivering value, focus on communicating value. Take price out of your communication. I mean, it's important, but don't be fixated on that. Don't let that take up the whole conversation. Communicate value and let your client or your customer make a choice between their problems and your value. And I'm telling you, many of them will make a buying decision when they perceive that the value is more than the price tag. And then when you mention the price, they'll say, I was expecting something even higher than that because of the value you have communicated. Thank you for taking time to be with us today. We deeply appreciate you for joining us, connecting with us to have these conversations. The Lord bless you. Thank you so much. I'll see you again on Tuesday, 12:30, time with William Burckson. Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. at School of Excellence at Kingdom Expression Center. Saturday, 8 p.m. Saturday, 8 p.m. I come your way with our Marriage and Relationship School, TMI. And then Sunday, 9 a.m., Rulers Service. Rulers Rally will be coming up in November. But Rulers Service, Sunday, 9 a.m. And then Sunday, 5 p.m., I come your way again with the Kingdom Expression Business School. 20th of July, we'll have our face-to-face marriage and relationship school. We call it a TMI, the Marriage Institute. It will be taking place at Kingdom Expression Center, 3 p.m., 20th of July. I want to invite you to be a part of this amazing relationship and marriage seminar. We're going to have a Q&A. We're going to talk about the big five. The big five: your faith, money, in-laws, children, sex in marriage. We're going to have time to really have conversations around this and take your questions as God helps us to drink from His counsel. I thank you. God bless you for today. I wish you all the best in the coming week. May God put His wisdom in your mouth and order your steps and give you unusual opportunities this week. Establish your goings and cause you to subdue your space. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.